So for today, we're going to be doing my SRL themed Guardians. I'm really excited about this one because I scrapped the idea I think a month ago actually, because I didn't have one for the Warlock, and thankfully I have one. I think these look really good, so if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. It really does help because a huge portion of people are actually not subscribed. So if you can do me a favor, subscribe, that'd be very much appreciated. So this is my hunter. I really like how my hunter came out. I'm using a lot of pieces that I think just meld well together, and surprisingly Raiden Flux. I'll tell you why in a bit. I do have a second look for this, which was the original look, which I will show you at the end. But yeah, let me know, hunters, let me know if you guys like this or not. For the helmet, we're using the Couturier mask specifically because it takes out the hood, which I really like. We're using the contender grips specifically because I like the graphic on the forearms. I really like that a lot, and I like how it looks like something a racer would use, considering it kind of is. The contender set is basically like a racer look in my head, so it makes sense why I'm using it. For the chest piece, we're using the Raiden Flux. So I decided to make a look for the Raiden Flux for the base look of it because I'm gonna be doing this for the Arc 3.0 video, or specifically the Raiden Flux video. And I just could not find something for it because it's super hard to find something that I actually thought it was decent. And I just decided, let's just go in with the orange. Let's find an orange that actually looks good with it. And the Vanguard Night Beam is really good for it. We'll go through shaders at the end, but yeah, I really like how this came out. The Pathfinder's leg guards is the next piece, which the reason I'm using this is because it just looks like something a racer would look. I know I say that a lot, but it's the fact that it has a lot of leather. It's very minimal. It has a lot of design, specifically in the thigh, in the inner thigh. It has this like lining, which looks really good. It, again, very minimal when it comes to actual armor pieces. I think the knee pads and the ankle guard is the only thing that's actually armor. For the cloak, we are using the Renegade hood specifically because combined with the Couturier mask, it gives just this cool like scarf, which is the whole reason why I switched to this. Overall, I really like how this came out. As for the shaders, we're using Boreal Chart because I wanted a good black on the helmet. We're using Vanguard Night Beam because I really like how it's very minimal on the orange. And if you guys know anything about Vanguard colors, there are some really good Vanguard colors, and then there's other ones that are straight up fucking terrible. This is one of the good ones because it doesn't give you that much orange and very minimal blue. I think the only blue on this is on the graphic on the forearm. Other than that, I don't see blue at all. So it's mostly just white, black, and orange, which is what I wanted to go with for this. For the hood, we're actually using the Abyssinian Gold just so I can get that much more black because I think it looks good with it. That's pretty much it. As for the other set that I made, I was using Gumption mask for the helmet because I really like how that one also really looks like something a racer would look, specifically because of the visor and everything else. It looks like something like someone from F1 would wear. And then for the cloak, we were using the Phenotype Plasticity cloak specifically because it has no hood. The like antenna on the back I also really like. Overall, I think this hood is actually pretty good, but I do like the other set a lot more just because it does look a lot more racerish. If for some reason Bungie ends up giving hunters the ability to take off the hood, then I think Gumption mask would be the better option because again, it looks like something a racer would look. So hunters, let me know what you guys think. I really like how this one came out. I think this is the whole reason I made this was specifically because I made a look for the hunter that I thought was pretty cool, and then I made one for the Titan that I think is the best. So as for the Titans, like I said, I think it came out the best. It's legitimately probably one of my more favorite sets that I made for my Titan. So for the helmet, we're using the Midnight Oil helmet because again, this is just something a racer would look. It's specifically because of the visor. I think every time I see a visor for a helmet, it just immediately gives me that vibe of like, this is something a racer would wear. I know I apologize, I keep saying that, but again, it just looks like something a racer would wear. I don't know what to say. For the arms, we're using the Hardy's Control because I like how it's rounded and it just fits perfectly with everything else because everything else is rounded. Specifically, the Forbidden Visage plate for the chest piece, it is rounded as well. I also like that there's like divisions within the armor itself because the arms have that as well. Like from the arm pads, or the shoulder pads I should say, they have like pieces that are not like completely rounded. They're like, it's like they're like pieces of armor are attached together is what I'm trying to say. For the boots, we're using the Psionic Strangler greaves, specifically because when I first saw these arms, I immediately thought SRL. Like I immediately thought, I'm gonna use this in a racer look because it looks really cool. The only unfortunate part is it shaders terribly. We'll get to that when we get to that, but for the mark, we are using the Moonfang X7 mark because this one also just said racer to me. I really wish I could explain my thought process without saying it just looks like this, but I think what really helps is the fact that the mark has like a lot of letters in it, which for me just speak on racing. I like the fact that the cloth is also on the back and not in the front, which also really helps. Overall, I really like this set. For the shader, we're using the Argent Territorn, which I'm really happy because the Argent Territorn is making the Psionic Strangler greaves actually shader really well. Because if you guys don't know, I'll show you guys right now. This is how my Titan should be looking. Let's just see what shaders looks good. So let's do Spectral Indigo. That actually does not look terrible, bro. But for those of you that are savvy, you guys will see that this is actually black. And nothing else aside from the helmet, mate. No, not even the helmet. Everything else is not black. The Crucible Vermilion. So I reviewed these boots in actually this season. I'll have the video up right now if you guys want to see it, but the problem with these boots is that it takes the off color of pretty much any shader you put it to. Like for example, the Mind's Eye, this is actually the shader that it comes with, if I remember correctly, and it's taking the off color. Hold on, let me see. I think it's, yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, as you guys can see, it's taking off colors like hell. It's very annoying. This one doesn't look that bad in my personal opinion, but I probably still wouldn't wear it. If you guys want to see another shader, if you're like, I don't want to use the Argent Territorn, is there another shader? You can use the Dreaming Spectrum. This does revert the armor to whatever. Dreaming Spectrum is a really good shader if you want to just make all of the armor just one color, because Dreaming Spectrum will always make armor a bone color no matter what it is. It might be a different tint of it, but it's so minimal that most people will not see it. That one and Argent Territorn is the only shaders that I think make this set look good, because something like this I'm not a big fan of because it's not black, it's actually silver or chrome, and very few pieces have that. Again, it's just going to be choosing the off colors, which is very aggravating because sometimes you just want to look cool and the game's just like, nah, no, I'm not going to shader roll. So this actually doesn't look terrible. So yeah, Titans, let me know what you guys think. I don't have another set for this because this is the original set. Yeah, this is the original set that I made like a month ago or however long that was ago, because I really wanted to make this look because I think it looks really cool. And it just gives off the vibe that I'm about to go racing as a Titan. So next up is Warlocks. As for the Warlocks, we're using two pieces from the Contender set because I needed to. So for the helmet, we're using the Pathfinder's visor because it really looks like one of the helmets from SRL, which is why I'm using it. For the arms and the chest piece, we're using the Contender gloves, specifically because I love the Contender gloves. They're literally one of my favorite arms. And the Contender robes, because this is the best arm, or this is the best chest piece I've found that gives off the feeling of SRL, because everything else is way too long. Hopefully I'll show you guys a picture of an SRL look for a Warlock. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that in the game. So my next best bet was to make something that has minimal like cloth around the Warlock's chest, which is this one. This one is the best one. Obviously, there are other ones that I could have gone. As you guys can see right now, I could have probably gone with two that are top, like this one right here, Wild Hunt vestment. I could have gone with this because it is very minimal. It's just on the sides, but I thought it was too much, and I don't like the half. This thing pisses me off. I don't know why. And then the Righteous Robes was the other one, which this one doesn't look terrible, but I just hate it. It looks terrible. So yeah, there's maybe like some of the blue stuff. Where are you? I think it was, yeah, something like this I was thinking about doing, but it doesn't give off the vibe of SRL, and a lot of these pieces are not that well as well. Like, I was thinking about this one, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore that one. It's just unfortunate that the Warlocks don't have an SRL look, because I think the Hunter and the Titan are something that you could see in Destiny 2 being SRL looks. The Warlocks do not have anything close to that, and the closest thing to it is the Contender Robes, unfortunately. Or maybe you could be using like the Braid Tech Researcher stuff, something that the front of the boots, or the front of the boots would be open, so that way at least you could see the boots. Obviously my favorite one, Lycan Robes, would be cool as well, but at that point you lose the SRL look. As for the legs, we're using the Street Scholar boots specifically because of the buckles. Honestly, that's really it. And then for the bond, we're using the Elect of the Empty Bond because of purple, and that's really it. I unfortunately hate that the Warlocks don't have a better chest piece, but it is what it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully SRL comes back in some capacity, so that way we can get some of the armors, because I think the armors from SRL was straight up bangers, and I want to see them back. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to make a small themed video because it's been a while, and I've had this SRL video in my head for quite a while. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys want to follow me on my social media outlets, links are in the description below. I thank you all for coming to this point, because you are the real one. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Bombardiers next. I was going to do Bombardiers first, but I decided to do a themed video because I kind of wanted to make a new video and kind of prolong the inevitable of me making a lot of Arc Exotic videos, which I'm still thinking about just combining it into one big fat video, but I'm still not sure. Maybe we'll see, but be safe, and I'll see you guys later.